Hi, and we want to welcome you to the Cannon County Chamber Connection. This is our July edition. And of course, this is made possible by DTC3, and we do appreciate them letting us have a show where we can show you the events and what's going on in Cannon County. I am Carolyn Motley, and I am the coordinator for the Cannon County Chamber of Commerce, and my co-host is?
I'm Connie Rigsby, and I'm also officer on the Chamber of Commerce and the director here at the Senior Center, and we're glad to have you for July.
I only wear one hat, she has two.
I have multi hats, I just kind of move them around.
Sometimes I do too, but that's okay. Today we had 4 guests. A couple of them, I think, have gone to Florida. So we're not having those guests now, but we do have some.
I think we should go on remote.
Well,
We just go on to Florida
I
with
had
them.
it down here not appearing.
Not appearing, okay. They were going to be here and they decided to go to
No,
Florida.
I
think I would.
I don't know that they're in Florida. I think this is July 3rd, so lots of things going on. Lots of places are closed on the 3rd and the 4th.
Yes.
We're not. Well, you are here at the Senior, aren't you?
We are. But it is July 4th. It's time to celebrate America, and we have our lovely
Everything
flag
that
in the
goes
back.
with it, we do, and it looks real sharp.
Yeah, this is made by the West Side Elementary School. They actually made this for the Franz Walkup Parade that was not too long ago. And then it was so pretty, they donated it here to the center. And I thought, well, it would be a great backdrop for us here for our Chamber Connection.
Works for me.
Celebrate red, white, and blue.
It works for me.
But we do have guests. Not to say we don't have any guests.
I know.
They're not all gone on
2 of
vacation.
them showed up.
But we have Miss Ellen Eggleston, and she's with First National Bank Mortgage.
I'm at Nimble.
As McMimble. And so, glad to have you here.
Thank you. I'm glad to
Ellen
be here.
has joined the chamber, and of course, it's kind of odd when you go to, because we have a First National Bank in Woodbury, but this is the mortgage division out of First National Bank in McMinnville, right?
Yes.
But that's the main office there, is it not? Is it considered the main office?
The main office is in McMinnville. There's a branch in Murfreesboro, and then the mortgage office is right down the street and kind of behind the branch, right off Gateway.
Okay.
And our office is in Murfreesboro.
Yes.
Now you figured it out.
Which day do you spend where? Do you have to draw yourself a map at the first of the week?
No, I just kind of go wherever I need to be. Today I'm here.
Today you're back in the big city.
I am. My
Well,
husband says it's
Ellen-
sprawling metropolis.
It is.
Well, it is. He's right. He's absolutely right. He's lived here a long time, hasn't he? Well, so have you. I mean, off and on. You have lived in Cannon County most of your life.
I have.
So, what does First National Bank Mortgage do, and how can they help us?
They have me, and I can help you.
Okay, that's always a good thing.
We do all kinds of mortgages, conventional, FHA, RD, THDA, VA. We do all mortgages. We also handle land and lot loans within our bank. We are committed to several charities. Tom Vance is our CEO, and he used to be over United Way. So, we're from the top down taught to, or led to serve. And I'm on several committees and in several groups and getting involved more in Cannon County, and so glad to be back home. I've been back for about 3.5 years, and so glad to be back. I hadn't been far, just down the road, but still, it hadn't been here, and I'm glad to be back here. But I just, I do help the agents here. I talk to them regularly. And I have several agents in Murfreesboro that I speak with. And I don't go to McMinnville. We have a loan officer in McMinnville. So I go wherever I need to be.
So actually, if a real estate person was trying to find financing for his client or something, they would come to you and say, what can you do on this? And
Or they'll tell
this
their
and-
client to call me.
Oh, okay.
And is this mostly on housing and land, or is it business related or
It's residential.
residential? Okay.
I have an agent who sells a lot of farms, horse farms. And just recently, the bank has agreed to get something in place to help her with her borrowers, and that's really awesome. We're very excited about that.
Lots of horse farms left.
She has, of course, they're not all horse farms, but she has right now about 25 listings.
Really?
And probably of those 25, I'd say 20 of them are farms.
Well, we have a lot of farm area in this area, Cannon County. And then there's a lot of residential. I know that I've seen a couple of homes go up for sale here recently, so I know the housing market has been changing.
It is.
Kind of speeding up a little bit.
It is. It really is. It's very nice to see it and see construction starting up again. And,
Well, I'll tell you, there for a year, it just bottomed out. I mean, there wasn't any.
oh, yeah. Yes.
You know, maybe once in a while you'd see an established home that would go up for sale, but it wasn't a time to sell, but people weren't buying either. So you're saying that money really has loosened up if you have the credit to be able to.
And people talk about how it's so hard to get a loan. It really isn't. It's just back to the way it used to be when I first started this.
Comes in cycles. Does it come in cycles?
It does. Everything does kind of come back around. It just got, even, and I mean, banks still, there were some things we could do, but not a lot. It was that the subprime lenders that were able to do so much that really kind of hurt. But it is picking up. And even though the market has slowed down with the rates being how they've been, there has been a lot of refinancing in the last couple of years and a lot of opportunities for lenders. I haven't been on the lending side for several years. I've gone back to it. I did it for a long, long time. I've been in the mortgage business a long time. And I just feel like I'm doing something to help people again.
Well, it's something about getting a home.
Yeah,
The
it's
ownership that, it's
Yeah.
building, your life and family around that. And so it's a big process and it's a big purchase when a lot of folks do it. So they need somebody there to walk them
need
through
guidance.
it. Need
Yeah, it's
guidance.
very stressful. It really is. I don't care if you're buying your 7th home, you know what I mean? And it's $1 million home. It's stressful.
Oh, that would be stressful for me. There's no doubt about it. I'll just tell you
Push you
right
right
now,
over the edge.
That'd be stressful for me.
Me too.
So, and these are, and so they can call and ask questions. And I'm sure things change on a regular basis, though, with mortgages and interest rates and things like that. So that's where you come in
Interest
to
rates lately have been changing several times a day.
really. So
They
locking
go up,
in.
they come down. They go up, they come down.
Well, that's like if you watch the stock market, especially if you have investments in it. And really, if you work, everybody does, whether they realize it or not, because if you've got a 401k, you're in the stock market. But if you sat and watched that all day long, you would be blind, crippling crazy. I'll just tell you right
Well,
now.
and the stock market sort of has a lot to do with the mortgage.
It does.
If the stock market is up, the bond market is down, and the mortgage rates are up. If the stock market is down and the bond market is up, mortgage rates are down. So that has a lot to do with it. But rates have been, I did a refinance at 2.75 on a 15-year loan.
Wow.
I closed it last month. You can't get that now, but
Wow.
I mean, it was awesome credit, and it was, it was an awesome loan. But
So I
And
did,
that's I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
Connie, that's another thing. Your credit rating has a lot to do with what your interest is. The better your credit rating is, the better interest you're going to get.
that's right.
And I don't know if people tie those two things together, but it's true
It is.
on anything, whether it's a car or a house or.
And now it's, we're real limited. If your credit score is not 640, it's kind of hard to get a loan. If it's not 620, it's impossible to get a loan.
really? So it's tied all to that. 620.
And if you're 740 or above, that's really good. and it does make a difference in your rates.
So So
Lots to
remember
think about.
that, get your credit rate, get your credit.
Well, you know, once a year, you can go on and get a free credit rating score,
There's
and it's
three
worth
different
going.
ones. I forget all their names.
But you need to go on and do that at least once a year and keep an eye on it, because it can happen that things can get messed up, whether they've been meant to or whatever, and get on your...
Identity theft.
Yeah, identity theft. Plus, you know, you could have somebody's, you know, if you have a name close to somebody else's name, it could get on yours accidentally, and you need to get that cleared up.
Especially when children are juniors. Ugh.
Oh,
Every time.
every time they pick
Oh,
the
I
junior and the
see.
senior.
Took me a while there.
Yeah, when sons are juniors, every time. Their credits cross.
Absolutely.
So teach your kids
Yes.
to make it look good.
Yeah. And so if we need to come see you, you're there, or we can give you a call.
Yes.
And ask for Ellen.
Yes, or call my cell phone. It's the best way to reach me, because in all honesty, I can't make a living in the office. I have to be out knocking on doors, asking for business, and so I'm usually out and about.
Having business lunches is too, that's a
And
good way.
I'm having one after I leave here.
But that's how most, you know, I once had somebody tell me that they had a gentleman that worked for him, that when he was in the office, he was not effective at all. But you put him on the golf course with clients and he could sell anything.
Really?
I guess that
I
has-
have to go in order to take loan applications and see how things
Right.
are going. I'm there, but I'm always, you know, on the phone, seeing who I can talk to and who I can take to lunch or coffee or breakfast, or can I do a sales meeting, or in that way I'm in front of a whole office of
Well,
real.
that makes it very flexible too for folks
It
to be
is.
able to be able to do that.
Yes. And we have built, not built, across the hall from us was an available space, and we have this awesome room that we're going to be able to do lunch and learns and Christmas parties or baby showers, you know, for, you know, realtors that are having, babies. We can do this. It's a beautiful space with two big TVs, and, you know, there's a podium and like pub tables and
Well, the more that they get accustomed of coming in and seeing the agency, I keep trying to tell folks, get people through the door.
Mm-hmm.
The more they learn about you, the more they see, and just sit down and talk to you. When they come a time for them to buy a house, they'll come to you.
that's what I hope for.
That's your goal.
That's your goal.
I know. I love what I do.
Well, that makes a difference too,
Yeah.
Ellen, it does.
It does. I love what I do.
Well, we're glad to have you as a new member in the chamber, and
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I know you've already been to a couple of our meetings, mixers that we've had for the chamber, and
Well, I believe Ellen was at the after hours that we did in Murfreesboro.
yes, that was a big success
That
too
was
that we did. That was a fun
Lots of
evening.
people at that.
That was a lot of folks, so you
So
never know
that's
who
what
you'll
we
run
did.
into.
No, you don't. I
never
think we ran into just about everybody down there, I'm not sure. But anyway,
Real
we'll,
estate agents.
There was a lot of real estate agents down there. You had a whole.
but see, that's their kind of,
Yeah.
that kind of mixing is what you want. You want just to meet new people and even see some of the old ones. Well, maybe sometimes that's not so good, but most of the time it's a positive.
Yeah.
But that was a good night for Cannon County to show off. I know we had a lot of the businesses that were there in Murfreesboro, and we went out and kind of showed off.
Yeah.
We did. We really did.
Well, we felt they did. We felt we did.
I think we did. I heard comments as people were mixing and mingling.
And it was such a fun, it was a typical fun Cannon County night.
Yeah,
Little
it
music
was.
playing, little clogging going on.
That was a surprise.
I know.
We didn't really have a place for the club.
And lots of food. We had food. We had, you know,
Yeah.
and of course they were talking about some of the highlights in our community. I know that, the Moonlight Drive-In is always busy. Always busy anyway, but the couple of weeks following that, it was like everybody was at the Moonlight Drive-In. It was backed up both ways, coming in from Cannon
Right.
and from Rutherford County. So.
Well, Connie told me that she's the owner of Moonlight. or one, her and her whole family. That's a family business. I don't want to tell you because they all work in it. She told me they've had some of the biggest weekends that they've had since they've been open.
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with the fact of what you're showing, and they show first-run features. I mean, when they come out in the theaters, they come out at the drive-in.
I know this
you
weekend is going to be a really good weekend
It
because I think
is.
we're going to every one of them if we can get in.
Wow.
And then Connie is, she gets it. She knows that if you give a ticket, they're probably not going to come alone, so they're going to bring some other people with them. And most of the time, they're going to eat at the concession stand. And I have to say,
It's good
they
food.
have great food
Have you
at
had-
the drive-in.
I used
They
to
do.
work there.
Oh my gosh, it is wonderful.
When I moved back, I worked everywhere helping everybody. It was
But
so
no,
fun.
yeah, but that is a really fun night out. The
But
food
they
is
do
really
have
good.
good
It's
food,
good
don't they?
food. Yes. It's
But I
very
will
good
say
food.
that-
And a good value compared to a theater.
Oh, it
my
is.
goodness.
It is. But the fact that you can go up there and you don't have to dress. You don't have to dress up. I was going to say you don't have to dress. You do have to dress.
But I've seen them in their
you can-
PJs. Let
I
me tell you.
have. I've seen
Yeah,
little
a lot of
kids in their
kids and-
pajamas and.
Their pillows and their blankets in the back seat. They watch the first movie and they're out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
they're so
kind of
cute.
like that.
You can't make
I
the
just
double
don't-
feature, can you?
Well, we sat in the back of the truck, two of my grandchildren, one night and watched Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, that was one of these movies that you needed to see all of them. Don't
Yes.
go in and try to watch the last one and think you're going to know what's going on, because if you didn't watch the other ones. And so I'm sitting back there and I'm covered up in a blanket, sitting in the back of the truck, and I'm going, okay, now what are they doing? And why are they doing this? And finally my granddaughter turns around and she goes, hush. Just,
I'll tell you everything when the movie's over.
just hush. I'm getting you the other three and then you'll understand this one. So,
Well, I think the Lone Ranger
I don't
is this
think they've
weekend.
taken me since.
But the Lone Ranger is this
I wanna
weekend, and
see
I
that
keep
one.
telling my husband, I said, we need to take my dad because he was a huge The Lone Ranger.
This one may be a
fan.
little different.
I think it will be, but I think
Tonto.
I
so
think
too.
he is the star in this one, no kidding.
But I think that would be something that he might be interested in going and see.
I would like to see that.
But that all, to me, like I said, the chamber mixer that we had and putting that event on in Murfreesboro, I know Ellen was there, it was just a big night, and I think that's one of the things, getting a lot of the word out about some of the things. We take it for granted that it's just down the
Yeah.
street for us, but getting the word out to everybody that we have some special events going on here. We have specialties, folks that can help us out and do certain things, and that's what makes Cannon County a
Well,
great place to live.
Another thing about that is too, the biggest majority of our workforce, even though they live here, they work outside of the county. And so they spread the word. You can be an ambassador to your county, or you can be a real downer for it, depending on what your attitude is about it. But listen, there's no other place I'd rather live.
I know. You come down 70, come over that hill. Oh, it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful
It is.
sight.
And everybody, I've had one person tell me that she hated to come to Woodbury, but the rest of the people that come in there, they say that
And
is
she
the
just woke up
prettiest
on the
drive.
bed on the wrong side that one day. That one day.
I was
Be dry, Jack.
I was away for several years, and then I came back. And I would come and visit my mom. But just being here, I live in Beaver Dam. I walk, and I'll go up to Houston Hills, and walking back down, I'm just like,
It's pretty.
in 3.5 years, and it still takes my breath away. And still, coming over that hill every day takes my breath away.
Well, my
It's
daughter
beautiful.
lives up there in Houston, or right before you
Yes.
get to Houston Hills. And the view from her front yard and backyard is gorgeous.
beautiful.
It's
It
just
is.
gorgeous.
I went up there one day to take her something. They weren't home, and I just sat there on her step.
I would just hang out on
I
the porch.
just looked. It was just beautiful.
Well, they have deer in the yard.
Yeah.
Told her, I says, this is like going to a zoo or something. You deer running across, and you never know what you're going to see up there.
I looked out the window one day. I worked from home for a while, and I looked out the window, and there was one trotting up the street. I'm like, well, hello.
Yeah, that's what we get.
Yeah,
Right?
they're not afraid.
No.
Well, lots of things going on the month of July for us. I know a lot of people are out celebrating. Probably by the time this gets on air, we've already had our big 4th of July celebration because it's
And we're
tonight.
going to tell you about it next month.
We'll bring
If you
pictures of
didn't
it.
make it here, we will.
But we've got a lot of things going on. We've got some special events coming up that we want to tell folks about of what's going on here in Cannon County. I don't know which one you want to go to first.
Well, one thing is, this is the 3rd, and we do have a fireworks show tonight. We do have one tomorrow night on the 4th. Moortown Fire Department's having one.
Yes.
And of course, Saturday is the big horse show, and the Lions Club puts that on, and that always draws a crowd to Cannon County because that is one of the biggest one-night horse shows in the nation. So, and they've won that award, I think, 7 out of 10 years, if I'm not mistaken, but
I'm going to be
That's-
there. I don't know about you.
oh yeah.
I'm going to be in the concession stand. You can go over and
Oh,
see Carolyn to
yeah.
get some ice cream and some pies. And I'll serve out.
That's a long day and hard work.
It is, but
It
it's a
is.
worthy cause. Of course, the Lions Club does a lot of good things here in our
That's-
community and, of course, across the world.
Goes
that
to their
Lions
charities,
Club
yeah.
does a lot of charities that we help out and a lot of vision and hearing aids and things
And
like that they...
I told you we had a couple of cancellations. I'm going to mention them anyway because I wrote it down as not appearing. They were supposed to be here today, but we have a lot, we have several antique stores now. And of course, that may be our niche, and if it is, that's okay. One of them is the Old Feed Store, antique store, and they have like 60-some booths of antiques on 2 floors in an old building. They have a feed store. They actually do sell feed. And now they have a cafe in that old feed store, the Gathering Place. Great food, 10:30 till 2:30, and that right now it's only Thursday, Friday, and Saturday that they're open. You can sit out on the deck, and there's a river out there, and there's some more of that wildlife. There's lots
The
of
ducks
ducks out
come.
there.
wandering by.
A couple of fish jump out
You can go
just for your
fishing.
pleasure.
You can come, go shopping for antiques, have lunch, and then go fishing right afterward. You can
Take some
come.
dog food home for the pup.
Yeah, fill all your orders right there.
That's right. But we also have some other antique stores. And just before I came over here, a lady called me from Nashville, and she wanted to know if all of our antique stores were open today. And I wasn't sure. This being the 3rd, I thought, I'm not sure. But I called around, and they are. And of course, we have Leland's on the square, and it's antiques and then other things too. I always refer to that as the Woodbury Kirklands
It is
because
the
that's
Woodbury
kind of what it reminds you of. But he does have some high-end antiques. But anyway, Debbie was going to be here today, more or less, to let you know that her Gathering Place Cafe is open, and she invites you to come in, and you'll enjoy it. It's peaceful and it's nice, and if you want to go outside and sit, sometimes she has some music out there. Every now and then she'll have a gentleman or somebody come in and sing and everything, give you a little atmosphere there. Just hope it don't rain or anything. The other one is that didn't appear today, and that is Lori Christensen is the owner of the Cannon Arts Dance Studio. And of course, she's getting ready to relocate just down the street to a bigger building and everything. But right now, she's still at 119 West Main Street in Woodbury. She has a dance studio for ages 3 to adult. And when we say adult,
All ages.
yes.
All ages. And this
Of
is
adults.
anything from tap to jazz to modern,
ballroom, ballet,
clogging,
hip hop.
hip hop, you name it. It is.
Cheerleading.
It's all of
All
of this.
inclusive, it is.
But they have different programs, different classes, and definitely some things to sign up for the summer, some fall events, and I know they're going to be doing some summer performances too. I don't think that they're listed
They
here.
will, and I don't have the dates on those because she was on her way to Lebanon
Okay.
when I called her to tell her that she was supposed to be here today. And anyway, July is National Dance Day. July, I forget, 27th, I think, is National Dance Day. You can go on their Facebook, the dance studio Facebook, and they'll have some specials on there, some special things. But you know, if you want to get your children in for dance lessons, they have some performers over there, little ones that are so cute. I'd put them anywhere. I would take them.
She
put
does
them
this,
anywhere.
and she, they performed during the good old days this year, and, they still to show all the parents and grandparents up there with their
Oh, yeah,
cameras
they
and
love
video
it.
cameras, and the
Hey,
little
they're not even
costumes.
mine, and I feel like
And the little costumes, they come
Oh,
out on
they're
stage.
great, they're
But they
great.
had, for all ages, all the way up to adults. And so if you are interested in dance, or you know someone that is interested in dance, definitely Lori has got a program for them.
And they are going to have a summer and fall classes, and you'll be able to register for them August 14th through the 16th. And if you need a number for her, if you will call the chamber at 563-2222, I will be glad to provide that for you.
Get you hooked up with Lori. Miss California.
She is that's how she builds herself, as a former Miss California. Now, whether she actually was or not, I have no idea. But it sounds good.
So July 10th July 10th through the 19th, they're having the back to school clinic at the Cannon County Health Department. I'm already talking about back to school, and
Can you
nobody
believe that?
and nobody is finished with summer yet. They're still wanting to swim, but it happens really quickly.
It does.
And for all those parents out there that maybe need to get some immunization shots or physicals or anything like that, Cannon County Health Department will be doing those school physicals, immunization shots.
Yeah.
So sorry, Julie.
And that's July 10th, the 19th, and the 26th, that they will be available, and you have to make an appointment.
Yeah.
So you call the health department at 563-4243. And they will set you up an appointment for that. And the time is going to be here, because school starts, in August?
It does. August 2nd.
Wow.
Yeah. By the
That's
time we come
almost-
back on,
They'll be in school.
the traffic will get back at you.
Oh,
so. But the other things that are going on here and around, we also have July 13th coming up is the Goat Show.
Connie was just saying that's a fun show.
It is fun.
To go watch us go.
It
I
is
mean, I
cute.
don't
They're
know
cute.
what
You
goes
gotta
from
go. Oh, especially the little,
another,
the little ones. They're cute. And then if you want a big goat, then of course they get a
Maybe you
little.
don't go
Don't go wrong there. But if that's your thing, or you want to come down and just see it, that's a fun thing going on. That's July 13th, and that'll be going over at the
Covered Arena.
Covered Arena. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if that's when you sign them up, or I don't really know. I haven't done that many goat shows, so I really don't know the criteria for it. But Carol Mountain does, and she can tell you about it, and you can call her at 563-5260.
And she'll take care of you.
Yes, she will.
Now, I hear these are being very good. These cruise-ins on the square have been
Cruise-ins
huge.
are great. They are. We had in May we had 110 cars. This month we had 86 cars.
And it rained a
And
lot.
it rained. And I was shocked, because I thought, okay, we're going to have 10 tonight, and those are already here. But no, they did keep coming in. The rain did get over with, but usually they don't like to take them out. But I think the only place it rained was right in Woodbury.
Right on the square. Because
They-
it didn't rain at my house, let me tell you. It didn't rain at my house.
But it was so funny, because we were sitting there under the tent, and I was getting stuff set out there, for the door prizes and people to register and everything. And of course, there was all the equipment, sound equipment and everything. And this man walks up with his cell phone, and he goes, "We're not getting any rain. It's going around Woodbury." He hadn't even gotten back out to the street, and it just opened up.
That is the sure sign that it's going to rain. When somebody proclaims it's not going to rain,
We're not getting it's going to go
you might
around.
as well prepare, get the waders out, because it's going to get deep.
So it seems like every event we've had this summer,
We've had a lot
I
of
look
rain.
like a drowned rat by the time we
So this would be not the year to do the photo rest of the year, but if you look around, the yards are green.
Oh, it looks great.
This is the first week of
Farmers are
July.
happy.
The first week of July, the weather has been in the 80s. It's been
It's been a beautiful week.
It is.
It has.
It's been very nice. So,
Now, it has here in Cannon County. I don't know about where you
see, that's where they need to come. They need to come and see us. So it's been beautiful here. So come out to the cruise in. That is July the 27th. You know, close to 100-something cars that you can come out. This is a free event. You come, walk around,
That's
look,
right. You don't
talk
have to-
about cars.
Well, we want you to bring your car, too.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you've got an old car or truck or motorcycle, we like the motorcycles. They'll drive by, but they don't ever come in.
But they talk about cars. I mean, you sit down and talk about all that engine and, you know,
And
how
you
fast
talk about
it'll go.
everybody else's car and
And mine's prettier than yours. So. But that's coming up July 27th, and I don't want you to forget that. Another thing that's coming up in July, and this is the second year, I believe, for this program, it's called We Care Cannon. And it is a program designed to help kids get ready for school. They'll do healthy checkups during that event, haircuts, dental checkups, vision checkups. I think a lot of the churches are doing undie Sundays and some giveaways
They do.
of underwears and socks and things like that to help kids get ready for back to school.
we had them on the show last month.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't here.
I know, I wasn't here, but it's one of my favorite. It goes on at Woodbury Grammar School. It's
is.
July the 28th, and this is really one of those things that we did last year for the first time. And
It was great.
It was
It
a
was.
big thing. I think a lot of people rallied around this, and this was started by some of the doctors here in the community. And
I think Youth Dream has now become involved in it. And I know that a lot of people volunteered to help last year, and I'm sure they'll have that many and more this time. So that's one of those things that I'm really proud of for the community, that they do things like this, because now this is for Cannon County children. It's not that we have anything against other children, but most of the people that donate to this or give to this are from Cannon County. So they do have to draw the line somewhere, and that's where they do it. So, but it's a great event, and all the people that get into this and help with it and come up with it, it's not any gain for them. You know, the only people that benefit from this are the kids, and probably their parents are real thankful for some of
I
this
know
too.
that they will be. I know there was a lot of smiling faces last year. I got to see one of the notes and some of the
A lot of
things that-
mohawk haircuts and a lot of smiling faces. There was.
It's always fun when the first kid in line does something a little wild that all the other
Everybody
kids
does
got to have it. So I'm sure that everybody will be hoping that they'll keep that one out of the loop this year.
No, you know, the parents didn't seem to mind. I mean, it was a free haircut. They thought it's going to grow out. So, you know, they probably all looked like porcupines by the time.
About school stuff.
But that's okay.
But that is called We Care Cannon, and a great program that's going to be going on here July 28th. So that's a Saturday.
And then we're getting into August already. And of course, Auburntown has their big event in August. That's Red Apple Days in Auburntown, and it starts on Friday evening, which is August 2nd and 3rd. It'll be August 2nd and 3rd, but on Friday night they start with gospel music that evening, and then Saturday begins with a 5K run. They have games and music and entertainment and food and anything else, and they have a parade too in Auburntown. Auburntown's a small community, but they think big. So if y'all want to go to that event, it's on the 2nd and 3rd, and if you want to see the small town events like they used to be years ago when I was small, this is one of them. But it's a lot of fun
A lot of
for
fun to go out
everybody. We're going to do something a little different this time. We have two gentlemen here. One of them is with DTC, and he is our cameraman.
Yeah, this is totally unusual for me.
We're proud to have him, and we have Tim Caldwell. And you know, being a neighboring community, we don't want to leave them out because we go to a lot of their events. You're having your Fiddler's Jamboree this weekend.
Always to
And,
the weekend of July 4th.
right, and so a lot of people from Cannon County attend that. But you're also having another event, and you want to tell us about that?
Well, I want to thank y'all for letting us come on and talk about it. It is over in DeKalb County, but we're trying to market this regionally. It's going to be an Elvis tribute show coming up August 10th at the new DeKalb Community Complex. And we're calling it Aloha 40, featuring the Stamps Quartet. Now, if anybody that out there followed Elvis or were Elvis fans, they know in the 70s, the Stamps Quartet was Elvis's touring backup group. And I'm going to let Tim elaborate on that a little bit. Tim was the one that kind of got this whole thing in motion and brought the Stamps to Smithville, and I'll let him talk about that.
Well, I currently, play with Ronnie McDowell. I do all his Elvis shows and stuff like that.
I've heard him.
And Older Women and King is Gone.
Thank you.
But I do all, most of Ronnie's Elvis shows and everything. And I've been since 2010. And I've gotten, to play with the Stamps Quartet and the Jordanaires and all over the world with Ronnie, but Ed being, his mother's from Smithville and his father is from Brush Creek, I think. It was kind of a dream of mine to come back home and do a show. And Tom and I both, love Elvis. We've played this kind of music over and over again since we were kids,
Me too.
And,
Has the CD, no, I wouldn't say CD, 8 tracks.
I have several.
Oh, I even have some
I
of
have
those.
some LPs.
But I told Tom, I said, wouldn't it be neat to do an Elvis show, minus not the jumpsuit, nothing cheesy, anything like that, and at the new DeKalb complex in Smithville. And he said, well, yeah. So well, I think I could get the Stamps. So I called Eddie Ink up, he toured with Elvis, and he's like, sure, just tell me when. And so we got them on board. We've got, the female backup singers going on, and we've got the horn section going on, And when you close your eyes, and you're going to see all the nuances that, if you listen to an Elvis CD of the 70s, especially Aloha from Hawaii, you're going to get that type of show. But not only are you going to get the Aloha from Hawaii show, you're going to go to, if you're familiar with That's the Way It Is and Elvis on Tour, you're going to get that whole, shows combined into one show. And we've got some really great
Ronnie
numbers.
gonna be there?
Ronnie will be there. Tom will be doing the singing.
Yeah, I'll have to listen to me, so I'm
impressed. I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that.
Well, we keep some things a secret, Carolyn,
Well, there's things you gotta let out.
Ronnie will probably be in Ohio doing the regular Ronnie McDowell show.
I think he's the best Elvis impersonator I've ever listened to.
He does a really good job,
I haven't heard you yet. Now,
I'm no Ronnie
may
McDowell, I'm
change
just-
my mind.
But, as Tim pointed out, we grew up big Elvis fans, and that's something we've enjoyed. We've been good friends a long, long time, and that's been one thing we've always shared, played a lot of bands and done this kind of music. And to do this in our hometown is, just a big honor for both of us, and something we're very excited about. So, and to go back on the Aloha theme that we're doing, the Aloha 40 is actually tying in with the Elvis Week celebration in Memphis, because they're doing their celebration around the Aloha from Hawaii special, which goes back to 1973. At the time was the most watched television program ever, and it was beamed by satellite live all around the world, which ours won't be, but
You don't know, maybe.
but
You too.
that's true.
Right.
With the internet, anything's possible
It
for
is
sure.
very true. So now, what's the date on this event?
Okay, Saturday, August 10th, and we'll be doing 2 shows that day. We've got a 2:30 afternoon matinee show, and then we're doing a 7 o'clock night show. And the Stamps will be there for both. They'll be opening the show. Then we'll have our female singers come out, and then we're going to do the Elvis part of the show. So there'll be 3 parts to the show, and it'll be about a 2-hour show.
And I also want to remind you that this will be in conjunction with raising money for the DeKalb Complex curtain they're trying to buy there too. So those curtains cost a lot of money. But the ones they're
Curtains for your windows cost a lot.
Can you imagine covering a whole stage?
Yes.
But mean, this is going to be a great show. You know, it's coming together. You're going to have, you know, stuff like American Trilogy, Can't Help Falling in Love, CC
I've heard
Rider.
of it.
See, she was ready for the backup gig. A few minutes ago, you talked.
When you hear 2001: Space Odyssey, you think of that movie, or do you think of Elvis? Think of Elvis.
Was there a movie?
I'm not sure I saw that movie.
I don't think I did either, Carolyn. Don't feel bad.
It wasn't that good, so you really didn't. You didn't miss much. So. But no, this is going to be fun.
It is.
What a way to, well, I won't say end summer for some folks, but a good way to spend summer.
We talk about school coming back in, and it seems like summer gets shorter every year for the kids, and we wanted to wait till school was back in because people travel so much, and so we waited till right after school gets back. Hopefully, people will set, you know, their schedules will have settled down and stuff, and two, it ties in kind of with the beginning of Elvis Week, and Middle Tennessee doesn't recognize Elvis Week as much, of course, as Memphis and the West Tennessee area, but this kind of gives our area in Middle Tennessee its own little piece of Elvis pie, I guess, if you want to put it that way.
I'm telling you, the man's timeless. My granddaughter, who was born in the 80s, 90s, and I do have all of his old records and everything. I do, and I still play them. And I guess when they were all little and they stayed with me some, I would play them with them, but she is a diehard Elvis fan. I thought, how does that happen? How does a generation that never really, other than her contact with him from me, we have old movies. I don't know how many at home. She watches them all. She still does. Mm-hmm. She has Elvis everything in her room, and I thought, how's that happen?
You know, going back, to what you're, talking on, with Ronnie, when we go to these, like we'll do shows at Tunica and, or up in Canada, you're not only getting the older crowd coming out, you're getting little bitty kids that love Elvis, and they sing back every word.
They know every word. We know.
Out there. And that's what's really amazing to me, that these little kids are growing up to be Elvis.
I know,
fans.
and I don't know of any. I'm trying to think of another music star or anything that has held on to that. Good heavens, the man's been dead since the 70s, and I do believe that he did die. But anyway, he's been dead that long, and he still has fans, and he's still one of the biggest sellers of music and records. And he's been gone that long.
Oh, yeah.
But the music is timeless. The music is timeless, and I think that's the biggest thing. Whether how old or young you are, you can sing along.
And
you know the lines.
We wanted to give back, in conjunction with Elvis Week, show our hometown. We give them a little bit of that side that, that people might think of, well, Elvis tribute show. No, this is not going to be an Elvis tribute show with some guy up there in a gaudy jumpsuit with sideburns down to his,
I can't grow sideburns. I can't grow sideburns.
Tom and either one of them.
I was sitting here trying to get
the tribute itself is the music that he left us with, and that's what we're trying to give back to the people there. So just hope everybody come out and support it, and I'm sure you'll have a great time if you do. I promise you, we'll be taking care of business.
I do want to say, for the record, there won't be this white spangly jumpsuit, but we will keep the spirit of Elvis with the show.
you have to.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
You don't have to be wiping your brow with something and throwing it out there.
Now, don't
We'll,
throw it at me. I don't want, now even if Elvis is there himself, I don't want him wiping anything and throwing it at me.
Now, I've seen, hey, on eBay, I've seen little vials of what's alleged to be sweat of Elvis.
I'm sorry.
I don't know how that transcended over 40 years.
I draw the line. We went to his home in Memphis last year, year before. That was interesting. They did have everything that he ever wore.
Mm-hmm. A lot of it, yeah. A lot of
Everything
those.
he ever drank out of, everything. Airplanes, and you think that a lot of this is huge, and because when they show it's really not.
It's like going to my grandmother's house in the 70s. With the
Now,
the
she
carpet and everything.
didn't have material on the walls.
Well, I'm talking about
She didn't have a jungle book.
the shag carpet that's in the kitchen and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
Hey, that's popular again.
The green and the yellow, yeah, that is coming back. But I hate to hear that, but that's,
I wish he would have had a jungle room.
everybody needs a jungle room.
Well, see,
They did. Now, his piano was impressive.
now the jungle room today is called the man cave, I think.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah, that's just changed.
Any man wants his own man cave / jungle room.
And when Elvis was alive, they actually called it the Den.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and where Elvis got the jungle room, I mean, well, that was what RCA called the jungle room sessions. But the furniture, Elvis bought that furniture, you know, out of spite of his father. His father hated that all of that furniture. He told his son, you know, told Elvis about it. He seen it in the furniture store. Well, what did Elvis do?
He went and got it.
down there and bought it all.
Well, each room was different. It wasn't all alike. It was typical of that time. It was. There was some that was maybe not typical of, I don't know anything, but they wouldn't let us go upstairs.
No.
And we figured he was probably still living up there. We didn't know. But
Yeah, we've thought that too. We've gone down there. We went for the 25th anniversary of his death. And
There's
we-
so many people that still go, and it's amazing the folks that still celebrate and do everything. But this is going to be a great show.
It is.
I think this will be something a lot of folks want to put on their calendar and go out and see. And
hey, this would be fun.
Close your
I
eyes,
enjoy
get
that
that music
music.
on.
I still do. I like 50s and 60s music, 70s.
Yeah. And, you know, you can get your tickets at the DeKalb County Complex. Tom Duggan.
Yeah, well, let me mention that because we do have tickets available. They're selling at a pretty good pace, but with the two shows, we do have quite a few tickets still remaining. And you could call the DeKalb Community Complex at 597-2121. That's 597-2121. And you can reserve tickets. If you can't get over there right away to pick them up, just call, and Jessica or Tony over there will be happy to put your tickets aside, and you can go over and pay for them and pick them up. They are $20 in advance of the show and $25 the day of the show. And you can call me if you'd like. My cell phone number is 615-653-0369. Feel free to call me, and I've got a limited number of tickets. The complex has them. They're available at the county mayor's office at the DeKalb County Courthouse also. So.
And if you haven't been out to see the complex is beautiful. And
It's,
this is something to really celebrate.
Where is it
the community.
located?
It's in the old, what was Food Center and Fred's, and that shopping center across from Food Line on South Congress Boulevard in Smithville.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
they've of course built the auditorium. They've got a game room for the kids and a workout facility, and it's been a great thing for the community, absolutely. So we're just happy to be part. Of course, as Tim mentioned, the fundraiser and all.
Community room, huh?
Yep, it's a great place. So we're just very excited, and I'm terribly nervous.
You're gonna have to calm down now.
We've still got a show to finish.
That's right, and if you're gonna do Elvis, you're gonna have to calm down.
Well, Elvis was always shaking, Carolyn. I mean, that's just part of it.
Just part of him. You know, I look at that now and I remember when he was on the Ed Sullivan Show, they wouldn't show him from the waist down. And now look today what people do.
honey.
He was nothing compared to
He was nothing compared to today.
But I do remember they put him on there and they wouldn't show it from the
But
waist
he's, you
down.
know, all over the world, you know. This is-
Everybody knows Elvis.
Well, as I mentioned, when we went to the 25th
And Clint
anniversary,
Eastwood. Everybody.
and Chuck Norris,
Clint, yeah.
we went to the 25th anniversary. They had a lot of memorials and tributes, and there was Japanese writing Russian.
Yeah.
I mean, from all over the world, you go out and you're trying to read where this is from, and you can't. I mean, you would see people from all nationalities, and he's still, like you say, it's been 36 years, and he's still transcending time and has fans all over the
I
world.
think he always will. I don't think he's ever gonna die. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, Tom.
So August the 10th, buy your tickets now. Get ready. Carol.
ready.
$20. I'm going.
Get ready for that sweaty scarf coming your way, Carolyn. It's coming.
He's gonna know you're in the crowd.
Somebody pick this up.
Just lay there on the floor. But thank you all for letting us
It'll
come
be
to
fun.
the event.
It'll be
We
fun.
appreciate it.
Wish you
We hope
lots
we have
and
a
lots
big
of
turnout
love.
because I think this will be fun.
All right, thank
I
you.
do.
Well, Carolyn, I know that we've talked about a lot of the events here in our community and surrounding communities, but we got a couple of things we want folks to know about.
We do. Saturday, August 3rd, the Art Center will be holding their third annual reverse raffle. Now, this is a dinner and it will be at 6 o'clock. The raffle starts at 7:30, and it's a lot of fun. You can enjoy a night of food and fun and prizes, and they have some great prizes. And a great grand prize for the lucky winner, and it's a little different. It's not like the usual raffles that you go to.
You want to be the last person.
Yes,
they
you
call.
do. You want to be the last one standing. I'll just tell you right now. 615-563-2787 is the number for the Art Center, and they can tell you about all of the events they have for the rest of the year. And they have got some Elvis events going on right now. All Shook Up is on for this month, so. And then we've got another Cruising on the Square, August 24th.
We'll be into August. I'm telling you, it's
We are going to be
unbelievable.
into August, and it's scary.
It's school will be going back, but don't forget all of the events that are going on in July in Cannon County. Make your summer plans to come and see us here in the beautiful county.
And we have a rodeo in August.
Well, you know,
30th
I know we
and
talked a
31st.
little bit about the horse show, but folks I don't think realize how many folks from all over the United States come here the weekend of July 4th. It is amazing to see the number of folks that come
It's
in.
impressive to go see the horse trailers
Yes.
that they bring these horses.
I know, multi-million-dollar vehicles, and they just pull in, and you know everything
And
is
the horses have air conditioning in there.
sparkly things that
They
comes
are.
out, you know, and all the different things. But it's amazing kind of what goes on in this community. I know we've talked about it before, but we really know how to put on some events here in the
We
big
do.
city.
We just have to convince everybody else.
I think a lot of
We
people
do.
know more about it than you believe. We just recently had a folk festival group.
I seen that.
They
in
were
the
from
paper.
Puerto Rico, and they came, and we were talking to them. Of course, they had their interpreters and different things, but they said that they had their biggest time right here in Cannon County. They went out and seen the distillery. Of course, we were down at the Arts Center, and some of the children did a performance for the dancers, and our dancers did performances for them. They got to tour the courthouse. They absolutely loved that. They just thought that was wonderful, the history that's all at our courthouse. And so, you know, we've had people from everywhere here.
And we do have something new at the distillery, and they're going to continue to have
Yes.
things new. They now have a new, I want to say an antique
But it's art.
show, but a lot of the bottom part of it is, and it is arts and crafts of local people that make furniture and wooden bowls and whoever, jewelry.
Connie Foster
Right.
showed me a bracelet that she got up there. It was beautiful, handmade bracelet.
And then I think there's some history of the moonshining history, and we do have one in Cannon County, and I think some of that is in there, and which a lot of people have a lot of interest in that. The upper level is antiques. In fact, the lady that is managing it for them is from Smithville, and she had an antique store there. So it's right next to the distillery on Short Mountain Road. No admission to that, and then of course you can always go to our distillery and tour it, and they're open on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So we invite you to come in. We'll find something for you to do if you want to call the chamber because you're not sure what you're going to see. I'll give you a list of things you can do and go see.
Plan a whole day, spend your
You're right.
vacation.
You can even spend the night. We got a place for you to do that too.
Well, Carolyn, I don't know about you, but happy July 4th.
Same thing to you.
And we
You
hope
got any
you are.
firecrackers?
I'm right next door to
The Moortown side.
I could sit on my deck and watch. That's what my plans are. I'm not going to have to spend a dime on fireworks because I'm going to go to town to watch the one in here and then one out at Moortown. So my dogs will be all tore up.
Yeah, I usually have to put the horses up, and the guy next door has cattle, and they're never the same. And the horses aren't, and the dogs are spastic for about a week, and so.
But
That's okay, it only happens once.
Happy 4th of July, and happy July to everybody. And thank you to DTC for putting us on air.
And we'll see you next month.